Hey, good afternoon, everybody. KB5MIQ, big boy with old ham radio cat right up here in the middle of everything. Hope everybody's had a good week. Got a few random things we're going to talk about today. One of the first things, after my last video posted, I went ahead and put this link on there to make sure I could still do it right. And it's going to be in this one. Chris Howell, one of our listeners, previous winter, sent me a link to a ham radio license map. It's haminfo.tettrans.com/maps. Pretty cool map. A lot of y'all may already know about it. But you can do a search based on call sign, grid square, zip code, or street address. Show the map. Show all the hams in your local area. So thanks, Chris. It's a pretty good link. I enjoy it. I've got it bookmarked here, and it'll be in the description of this video. Got a couple of issues, or not issues, but social media things we're going to talk about today. Um, Number one, this was one of the posts that says, the guy says, hard fact to me, 10 meters is all you need. In fact, the 10 allocations is all you need. From 28 to 28.5 is on fire. Further up, not so much. And he talks about he wished the FCC would allow techs top end of the area and all that, but you know what we normally have to do on text. Of course, this guy got a lot of a lot of response on it. But I will say this: the reason we push 10 meters so much in the group and the round table, it's a good way to get techs on HF. And a lot of the responses this guy got was saying, well, yeah, a few years ago it was so dead you'd have sold your equipment. And I'll admit, there for several years it was dead. But when I restarted my license back in '07, which was the time 10 meters was commonly referred to as being dead, I'm looking back at my old logbook and I got several 10-meter contacts back in those days. It seemed like every day I was on here. I spent more time on 17 meters and exploring the other bands since I just got my general and my extra class, but you're going to make, even when the 10-meter band goes what everybody calls dead, there's going to be a time pretty much every day for a few minutes it's going to be open somewhere. It ain't as open as it is good right now. Hey, excuse me a second. That's my buddy Cody. I'll call him back in just a minute. Uh, it's not as, won't be as busy when the band goes out as it is right now. In fact, it is wild right now. The last two Fridays, last two weekends, they've had contests start on Friday night. We hadn't even hardly been able to hold our round table due to how much was on the bands at the time. So, you know, who's going to say, I don't agree really that tech is all 10 is all you need, but it's a good place to start, and it's a good place for techs to start to get on to HF. I highly recommend at least go for general. If you got a full up HF rig, it gives you some options on days that the band is open, that you can go down on some of the lower bands and make some contacts. Which brings in this next post that was brought up. I hear people ask all the time why they should upgrade to the extra class. The question I always give is to work those rare DX stations that only operate in the extra class portion of the band. This picture is example stations from Europe booming into my station in Alabama 2 nights ago. And he's got a picture of his screen here, and I'm not going to go into that. Do you need to go all the way to extra? I did. I'm not saying it's the thing everybody should or shouldn't do. I did it. I'd already heavily involved in my studying at the time. And if you just pass general, it's not hard to go ahead and pass extra. And it'll give you more exposure to all parts of the band. I'm not going to sit there and tell you don't have to still use a band plan to look at what you want to find in the see where you want to operate anyway, because you don't want to operate in a data section or anything like that. But go ahead and go for it. And when you test for general and pass, you've paid one test fee. Take the extra right then, whether you pass it or not, whether you think you're ready for it or not. It's a good thing. You might luck up and pass it. and then you'd be done with it. And if you don't pass it, like I did the first time, it'll give you exposure to the test, and it'll help you in what areas you need to learn to study it for. So, yeah, I say go for the whole thing if you want to, but at least get your general, like talking about 10 meters, and give you some time in the days that the band is dead, that you can operate in some other bands. Well, all right, guys, we're 871 or 872, depending on what day I look at YouTube. We're fixing to do that giveaway here at 900. Got one more hardback ARRL handbook and a speaker from MTC we're going to give away. We got several tailgate sales and Hamfest coming up, and all the slides will be on them on the end of this video here. Guys, I appreciate everything y'all do, supporting me, watching me do this. I enjoy doing them for y'all. I'm trying to YouTube Shorts thing out a little bit. It's not going to replace this video. I'm just experimenting, trying to have fun with this. All right, everybody, I appreciate everybody subscribe to the channel. Keep your eye on MTC, because he has constantly got 5 or 6 pages of used gear on there every day. This is KB5 MIQ Big Boy, 73.